today we've been working on a concrete pad just so we could get some shelves to organize some of our stuff, you know. I mean, it's when we do it in a barn, it's very soft dirt in a barn, so making a solid surface so that we have a place to put our shelves. You guys probably want to make solid surfaces for whatever things you want to do, and you probably want to make it real quick, and you want it to be fast, you want it to be cheap, and so on. So we'll just thought we'd make a quick video just to explain how that works. 45s on the end so that we can put them together with, you know, 4-inch screws, wood screws, and just take some Torx bit, and then we can actually make it so that we can make a quick little frame for the concrete, you know. And you know, we didn't want to go ahead and buy all this rebar or anything like that. And you know, some people don't even make it with rebar, you know, honestly. So we're not going to do that. You can see we just used 2x4s, screwed them together so that, you know, but you just have to accommodate for the 3.5 inches width on the sides, plus another 2 inches to give yourself a couple inches of buffer room for the width of this. When you're attaching something to a wall, this is, if a tote was coming in and was going to get blocked by this, we wanted to make sure that this is our wall. And also we have anchor points here to attach to pieces of wood that we'll have there. And I'll show you how to do it. These are just really, really cheap, but they work really good for these totes. You can buy these totes at Costco. They'll fit into these plastic shelves really easily, so they're more robust. But before we put any of this down, we actually, you can see all this dirt's all soft dirt, right? So you don't want to build on that, because even with concrete, it's gonna, parts of it are gonna sink and parts of it are gonna be more solid. So what we did is we cleared out all of the loose dirt until we got more solid dirt, and then we packed it down, leveled it out, packed it down really good, and made room for all of this framing, right? So then when we put the framing in, the framing was all leveled, and then packed the dirt around the sides so that the dirt, you know, when the concrete goes, it doesn't seep out all through the bottom as much. It stays, you know, kind of where in its form. But what we put in there are little pieces of metal like this, but you can use rebar, you can use pieces of steel, iron, whatever's extra. But anything you can do to just provide extra structural strength in your form, the better. And then once we did all of that, then we just took, this is basically 7, these 80 bags of concrete. So we just used 7 of those plus a couple of these smaller 160 Quick-Crete bags, and just laid them all down there. We just smashed them with a shovel. One thing that helps is, you're dealing with a lot of concrete, is just having a little dolly around. Lay out your bags in series, just lay them all out. Yeah. Poke holes in the front and just lift up the bags and dump it all out, and then flatten it out. You just puncture the concrete with the shovel as needed. But then once you have everything the way you want it, now you could get really picky and push it down and make it nice and slick. But here at BSHomestead, we don't mess around all day long. We don't have time for it. We just do what works, we're done, move on. You could take a 2x4 like this and just kind of slide it across and go like that and go like this, and you can kind of, and then walk on it some more, and then do it again, walk on it some more, and then flatten it out again. And so it just compacts it down so that once it's solid, it's already pressed down solid against the ground below it, so it's less likely to have any issues. So we took the extra stuff, moved it into the areas that we were missing. We just took this hand brush like this and just brushed off the extra so that it doesn't, you know, solidify on top of the board to keep us from pulling off the board. So, and then once you go around, and you could sweep it in for a while, pack it down, sweep it in, pack it down, but then once you scrape it all and you pack it down as much as you can, you just sweep the rest off. You know, we don't have a hose nearby. You don't want to obviously hose this down with anything more than a mist when you're first starting, because it'll make a bunch of marks in your concrete. And the cool thing about here in Texas is there's humidity everywhere. When you're making a post, all you got to do is throw the concrete in. You don't even put water in it at all. And this really isn't very thick, really. It's inch and a half to 2 inches thick. And this is about 10 feet wide by a couple feet in thickness, so about 20 square feet, you know, for those 7 bags. So you can kind of, there's actually some calculators online you can use to kind of estimate how much concrete you need based on the dimensions of the concrete portion itself. And then based on that, you can kind of figure out how many bags you need.
Can't let anything go not flat.
And sometimes when people do this, they might have it not perfectly level on purpose to make sure the water runs in a particular direction. And that's fine. But because this is indoors, we want it to be a little bit more level because, you know, we don't have a bunch of rain landing on it constantly. When it's the top part is starting to get kind of solid, you can put a little bit more water faster on there. And
you wait for like an hour to let it get solid, and then you need to spray it with water again.
Instead of using the spray bottle, you can just use this. So if you don't have a hose handy, or if you're too far from a hose, or you can just use this, and it kind of is a really good light mist. Yeah, faster than using the little hand sprayers, but you can do whatever you want. You just want it to be slightly wet so that it can start to come together as one solid concrete piece. So there you go. Once it's solidified, you'll have a good concrete base to put your shelves or whatever else you want to do. Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, got stuck. We had to use stuff to get out. All hands on deck. It was hard. So yeah.